Why fans think Taylor Swift could make an appearance at the 2024 DNC. DNC dreams dashed. Taylor Swift won't steal the spotlight from Kamala Harris. Taylor Swift will not be making an appearance at the Democratic National Convention, despite the fervent aspirations of politicians and pop fans. The convention is scheduled to take place this week. According to a source close to the Democratic National Committee, everyone loves Taylor, but having her here would overshadow everything. About a drop-in by the singer of Shake It Off, Deadline reports. When you stop and think about it, not a single word that the vice president said during her acceptance speech would stick in anyone's memory. Swift would be the subject of most of the news stories. The insider continued, "That doesn't help us right now." About Kamala Harris's jet-fueled push for the White House, ever since Joe Biden stood down from his position at the end of the previous month. Thursday is the day that the vice president is scheduled to deliver her acknowledgement speech. After an homage to the 46th President of the United States and remarks by First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, President Joe Biden is scheduled to deliver a speech tonight. Swift, along with Bianca, is considered to be the celebrity earthquake that has the potential to transform the election landscape in favor of Harris, who is now dominating the polls rather than Donald Trump. Bianca has granted the vice president permission to utilize her song, Freedom, from 2016 as the theme music. It has been speculated for several weeks that Taylor Swift, who is popular in both the blue state and the red state, might travel to Chicago to provide an endorsement of the vice president. This is because certain artists at the Democratic National Convention are being kept under wraps. Up to this point in the race, Swift has not provided any endorsements to any of the candidates running for president. The Democratic National Committee DNC rumor mill had been working hard, considering that Swift's calendar appeared to have an opening. The National Convention of the Democratic Party, held in Chicago. Numerous celebrities, sports people, and politicians have filled the stage and the stands of the United Center in Chicago as the Democratic National Convention in Chicago continues into its third day. This is because the party is getting ready to hear from its nominee for president, Vice President Kamala Harris. However, a lot of people are keeping their fingers crossed that one of the most famous people in the world will show up in the Windy City, Taylor Swift. Following the attention that she has received from recent posts made by former President Donald Trump, Taylor Swift is currently in the political spotlight for yet another time this election year. This attention comes as Swift is wrapping up the European leg of her Eras tour. The graphics in the article show Taylor Swift playing Uncle Sam alongside other supporters of the Swifties for Trump movement. Since right-wing rumors produced by Republican political experts were shared in February about Taylor Swift and her boyfriend, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, the talk around who Swift will endorse, including whether or not she will officially back a candidate, has persisted. It was thought that the pair would demonstrate their support for President Joe Biden as Democratic campaign planners by coming out to the middle of the field during the halftime of the Super Bowl. Could you please provide some examples of Swift's previous political endorsements? At the beginning of her career, Taylor Swift avoided politics. In 2012, she told a journalist from Norway, "I just figure I'm a 22-year-old singer and don't know if people want to hear my political views." Since then, Swift has continued to shun politics. Simply put, I believe that they are interested in listening to me perform songs that are about feelings and breakups. But as time went on, her political voice became increasingly audible. In 2018, she gave her support to Phil Bredesen, a Democrat from Tennessee who was running for the United States Senate. She referred to his opponent, Marsha Blackburn, as Trump in a wig. She tweeted in 2022, following the overturning of Roe v. Wade, "I'm terrified that this is where we are, that after so many decades of people fighting for women's rights to their bodies, today's decision has stripped us of that." This statement was made in response to the fact that Roe v. Wade had been overturned. In the previous year, when she insisted that people register to vote, an unprecedented number of 35,000 individuals hurried to do so. A Vogue interview and a social media photo that featured Swift clutching a plate of frosted Biden-Harris 2020 cookies were the most notable ways in which Swift promoted President Joe Biden and Harris in the weeks leading up to the 2020 election. She also expressed sorrow that she did not speak out in 2016 before Trump won the election, and she said that she encouraged her followers to go out and vote. In an interview with Vogue, Taylor Swift stated, "The change we need most is to elect a president who recognizes that people of color deserve to feel safe and represented, that women deserve the right to choose what happens to their bodies, and that the LGBTQIA+ community deserves to be acknowledged and included. She proceeded by saying, "Everyone deserves a government that takes the risks to global health seriously and prioritizes the lives of its people." These Swifties predict the singer's endorsements for the year 2024. Deciphering the Easter eggs and hidden messages that Taylor Swift scatters across her songs, shows, videos, and social media posts is one of the things that her devoted followers are most likely to look for. Many people are now speculating about whether or not she will soon announce an endorsement for Harris, when she will do so, and how she will go about doing so. Swifties discussed when she will announce the re-release of her album, Reputation, the likelihood that she will endorse Harris, and whether she will make a big spectacle of her potential backing of the vice president or if she will take a more delicate route. The Eras Tour came to an end on Tuesday in London, where Swifties debated these topics. Megan Connors, who resides in Joplin, Missouri, concurred with the statement that Swift has already implicitly supported Harris. Connors, who is 30 years old, had this to say, "I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't publicly endorse her by the end of September, or maybe by the middle of October. I believe that she will support it on social media, but I do not believe that she will attend the Democratic National Convention." Consider the attack on the Capitol as an example of how intensely explosive or hostile American politics can become. She would never place herself in such a prominent position in the public light since she knew it would put her in harm's way. Would it be possible for Taylor Swift to attend the Democratic National Convention in Chicago? Uncomplicatedly, on the other hand, neither Swift nor the Democratic National Committee have provided any indication that she intends to participate in any way in the convention. She may be able to make an appearance if she wanted to, as her calendar does allow her to do so. On Tuesday, August 20, Swift performed her final concert outside of the United States. The Democratic National Convention will continue until Thursday, when Harris will formally accept the nomination. There is plenty of time for someone who has a private aircraft to make it back to the United States of America, because her next tour stop is in Florida, which is over 2 months further down the road. In summary, the speculation that Taylor Swift might make an appearance at the Democratic National Convention has been settled once and for all as the convention continues to unfold. Even though the possibility of her endorsement and star power may have added a dramatic touch to the occasion, the decision to keep her out of the spotlight highlights a strategic focus on Kamala Harris' defining moment. Even though Swift's schedule appears to be open, speculation will continue. However, for the time being, the Democratic National Committee will continue with its plans, which will center on Harris' acceptance speech and the most important messages of the convention. As the midterm elections of 2024 draw near, Swift's supporters and political observers alike will need to remain vigilant for any new developments in her political involvement that may occur in the future. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the bell icon for more interesting and informative videos.